I'm going to take, for my first pick, Jalen Hurts over 46.5 rushing yards versus the Lions. So Hurts rushing yards it was pretty much one of my go-to props last year. He topped 47 yards or more in 9 of 15 games last year. He also played against a very similar Lions squad in week 8 last year, 71 yards on 7 carries. The Lions closed last season ranking 29th in rushing yards allowed per game last year. Now this number, it's a little bit higher than we're used to getting. Because we would get it in the low 40s last year. But I feel like as long as it's below 50 yards, I'm going to keep riding this play because last season he was on a 6-game stretch where he was averaging like 56.4 rushing yards per game. That was from week 7 to week 12. And the books had to up his prop line up to about 49.5 for the remainder of the season. And after that, he didn't actually get over that line because he dealt with an ankle injury the remainder of the season, never really topped that number again. But I think the ability is still there. He's healed. He's healthy. And Hurts led all quarterbacks in rushing attempts last year, 4th in yards per carry. He's going to call his number a lot. And I feel like 46.5, that's a sweet spot number. As long as it's below 50, I'm going to be taking the over every time. I'm taking Najee Harris over 3.5 receptions versus the Bengals. That's at plus 105. So obviously rookie running back going into his second year, pretty good first year, 74 receptions last year. That was the season leader for all running backs. And again, even if you just did the simple math of 74 catches by 17 games, it still works out to 4.3 receptions per game. Mm-hmm. But I'm not just going to tell people just to bet it on that. All you have to do is really look at the Bengals defense. Cincinnati, despite their Cinderella run, they have some pretty clear flaws. And one of that is pass catching running backs. So the Bengals, they ranked 28th in receptions allowed to running backs during the regular season last year. During the playoff run, like they'll have multiple running backs that don't catch the ball, like Josh Jacobs. They had like 3 or more catches throughout the entire playoff run. And not only that, Najee Harris is likely going to has to have an even bigger role in this offense now because Mitch Trubisky is the quarterback and he has too many tendencies just to throw the ball in the dirt. So I think quick little short passes, similar to kind of what Roethlisberger was doing last year. Also, I mean, just to throw this out there, Harris had a game last year against Cincinnati where he had 14 catches. So just based on that volume alone, 5.5 targets per game last year, I'm going to take the swing that he's going to have 4 receptions because I think this is 1 reception line low. I think it should actually be at 4.5, probably closer to about plus 120. So I'm known as the touchdown guy here at Action Network. But last year, I'm willing to say that, and I'm just looking at the numbers before I came on to the pod today, interception props was pretty close to my most profitable market last year that I was playing because I was able to just keep banking on plus money guys. It's one of my guilty pleasures is banking on the incompetence of quarterbacks. Honestly, to me, I get giddy watching it. Like some of my victims, last season that I was kind of doing is I had Ryan Tannehill twice at plus money, Matthew Stafford, Patrick Mahomes, Baker Mayfield. So the guy that I'm going to be taking this week, and it coincides actually with Brandon's pick earlier, I'm going to take Matt Ryan to throw an interception at plus 160. Double-digit INTs in 4 of the last 5 years. He's playing on the road to a divisional rival. And obviously a lot went wrong in Houston last year, but one of the lone bright spots was its ability to force interceptions. The Texans were 7th in total interceptions last year, and they were one of 2 teams, with the Saints being the other, to be in the top 10 in that category while also having a losing record. So for me they play above their strengths there. Going to have an improved secondary. Obviously Derek Stingley, I think, is going to make a little bit of an impact on that front. Now I will say I'm not going to be as brave as Brandon. I'm not going to endorse the Texans spread bet or, taking Matt Ryan passing prop unders, but he's tied for the highest odds on the board for an interception this week. The other quarterback is Aaron Rodgers, who has 9 interceptions over the last 2 seasons. This isn't the pot and kettle kind of comparison here. We taking Matt Ryan interception here.